This year's edition of the Florida Classic was something different. First, there was no marching 100. And second, it appears as though Bethune Cookman is ready to stake their claim as the dominant team in the Sunshine State's HBCU Football Classic. I'm Mark Gray. Stay with us. The HBCU Sports Nation is next from the Citrus Bowl in Orlando.
The University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Our graduates are contributing to the positive momentum and value of our community. The depth of their knowledge is profound, their entrepreneurial spirit uplifting, their dedication to success inspirational. UAPB continues its growth with facilities that embrace emerging technology and provide a vital campus environment in which to live and learn. A UAPB education gives its graduates the motivation and knowledge to shape our world.
And that benefits us all.
There's only one sports network strong enough and bold enough to cover historically black college sports in the MEAC, SWAC, CIAA, and SIAC. We know the HBCU story because we lived it. Join us on Saturdays for the Weekend Blitz, where we broadcast the game of the week and keep you abreast of scores and sporting news across the HBCU landscape. Hit us up at hsrn.com. Often imitated but never duplicated. We're HSRN, the voice of HBCU sports. Sirius 128.
Game day! It's what we live for! It's what we eat! Let's go, baby!
This year's edition of the Florida Blue Florida Classic had a different feel to it because, first off, Florida A&M's marching band was not there, and the Rattlers were struggling coming into this game. They would have loved nothing more than to have stemmed the tide of a perfect regular season from Bethune-Cookman, and early on it looked like they would do just that. They capped their opening drive with a 20-yard field goal from Chase Varnador. Then Bethune-Cookman gets right back in it as Quentin Williams connects with Eddie Poole on a 1-yard touchdown pass, and just like that, near the end of the first quarter, it was 7-3 Bethune-Cookman. With 4:22 to go in the second quarter, James Owens, running like Jesse Owens, goes 41 yards as he takes it to the house, and just like that, going into intermission, FAMU grabs a 10-7 lead. Then the Wildcats proved why they were the best team in the conference. And Isidore Jackson proved why he was the best back in the MEAC, racing 34 yards to pay dirt, and Bethune-Cookman takes the lead 14-10, and they don't look back. Andronicus Levet, early in the fourth quarter, gets into the swing of things with a 1-yard touchdown run, capping a 10-play, 74-yard drive, and it's 21-10. But then Florida A&M gets right back in it as Damian Fleming once again engineers a beautiful drive, capping it with a wonderful touchdown pass to Dwayne Harvey, 37 yards and a house call, and it's 21-16. The Rattlers would get one last chance, but it ends with a fumble. And it looks like a defensive end is ready to live a dream, but not so much. The ball was ruled dead by contact. Nonetheless, Bethune-Cookman caps a perfect conference regular season with a 21-16 victory over Florida A&M, and for the second time in a row and twice in the last 3 years, Wildcat Nation can smile all the way home, having knocked off the Rattlers from Tallahassee.
HSRN Network, you better watch it. Go Wildcats.
There's only one sports network strong enough and bold enough to cover historically black college sports in the MEAC, SWAC, CIAA, and SIAC. We know the HBCU story because we lived it. Join us on Saturdays for the Weekend Blitz, where we broadcast the game of the week and keep you abreast of scores and sporting news across the HBCU landscape. Hit us up at hsrn.com. Often imitated but never duplicated. We're HSRN, the voice of HBCU sports. Sirius 128.
Sun, fun, and Florida. Add some college football and you get the mix that makes the Florida Classic such a wonderful event. It is more than just a game. It is certainly a destination for fans and tourists from around the country. But when you look back at the legacy of this great game, some of the all-time NFL greats who ever laced it up in the big time got their start in a game of this magnitude. Pro Football Hall of Famer Larry Little, proud card-carrying member of the Bethune-Cookman Alumni Association and the first coach to bring Bethune-Cookman a MEAC championship. Talk about FAMU and Bethune-Cookman from player to coach to now.
Well, when I played against them, it wasn't a classic. They beat us every year. They had 100 guys on their team. We had 35. But I coached against them in the classic over in Tampa. I was able to beat them twice over there as a coach. And now it's just great to see in the atmosphere the way it has grown over the years. Well, not only is it great financially, but it's great morally, too, to knowing that black schools can put on something that's beautiful as this classic like this. Not only this class, but other classes in the country, too, Grambling, Southern, Alabama, State and Alabama A&M. So it's great for black college football.
When the community comes together,
to not only celebrate, but to uplift each other.
We become one, so let us unite.
We stand united with Southern University.
With one of my broadcast partners, Ron Mitchell here from HSRN, we saw Bethune-Cookman basically crown themselves as the dominant team amongst HBCUs here in this year's edition of the Florida Classic. What must it be like for Bethune-Cookman to now be the top dog or the top cat, if you will, in the state of Florida amongst black colleges?
This has been a long time coming for them. You know, you got a hats off to Coach Jenkins. He has that Bill Belichick effect. He has come in, laid a solid foundation, and for the Wildcat hopefuls, they are very proud of a program that has put a great product on the field, and they're walking away with the hardware to back it up.
That's 2 times in the last 3 years, including back-to-back, that Bethune-Cookman has won this Florida Classic. And as a native of Orlando, I mean, I know you grew up watching this game from Miami to Tampa and now here to Orlando. What makes the Florida Classic such a special event?
It's a 2-part deal. It's the battle of the football game, and it's also the battle of the bands. Unfortunately, this esteemed Marching 100 was not here, and that made a significant impact on the attendance, gross attendance. So it fell off for probably about 25,000 people short. So with that impact, you know, this year's game, not hearing that sound, they had to come back. We had a wonderful performance from Charlie Wilson, you know, to try to fill that void. But I think overall it was a great football game. It had everyone standing at the end, and you got to give hats off to Damian Fleming. He tried to engineer the best he could to get FAMU that winning drive, and hopefully interim coach Earl Holmes another victory to add to his resume if he can try to take over that head coaching job.
And again, our thoughts and prayers go to the family of Robert Champion. You don't want to ever diminish the significance of loss of life for a young man that loved his school so much and wanted to be such a part of the band that he ultimately lost his life while representing for them. That's the story from the 2012 edition of the Florida Blue Florida Classic from the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Don't forget, our traveling road show continues from New Orleans and the Bayou Classic. For Ron Mitchell, Mike Walker, I am Mark Gray saying so long, and as always, we hope to see y'all down the road at the ballpark.